liter, and it's here because the MIL is on. I've already diagnosed this. I'm just going to show you what we're about to do and have a look at the codes it was generating. So here's a service record from February the 18th when I scanned this originally. P0451-00 EVAP pressure sensor range performance. So let's go back into the vehicle now and have a look at if that code has returned. I've already ordered the part. It needs a fuel tank pressure sensor. It's got 191,000 kilometers on it. I'm going to go into engine, codes menu, memory codes, continue. Let's see if we have the same code. P0451-00. So let's have a look at the fuel tank pressure. Oops, I went one click too far. Data. Fuel tank pressure has been sitting here since last night in the shop. It should be under EVAP testing. It should indicate 0 psi or 0 inches of water. EVAP canister vent valve is 0. Where is it? Fuel tank pressure, negative 9 inches of water. Well, that's not possible, because that's, and I put the spout in the filler neck to make sure that there's no negative pressure in the tank. So that sensor has failed. It's indicating a negative water pressure in the tank. 9 inches of water is about, I'm going to say about 0.3 psi. But there shouldn't be any negative pressure in the tank right now. It hasn't been run since yesterday afternoon. So I'll have a look at the sensor in question. It's part of the vent tubing above the fuel tank. Let's have a look at that. There's the part number of this particular one. Please check according to your VIN number. But unfortunately, that's the sensor right there. Normally it used to be pressed into a little grommet in the top of the tank, but now it's part of this stupid hose. And this is all the plumbing on top of the tank. And you have to buy this whole assembly just to get that sensor. I was hoping the sensor was located at the front, but it's not. It's at the back of the tank. Now you can see, let's turn the lights on here. You can see the front fitting here. So that's part of the front hose. That fitting. Well, we got to drop the tank because that sensor lives way the hell up here. You wonder about those fittings. Well, he brought it to me with it rating low fuel, and he brought 5 gallons of gasoline, so at least the tank's not full. Well, let's see what we have to do to drop this tank. So I removed the gas tank strap bolts, these two 13 mil headed bolts along threads. And I've lowered the front of the tank, I've disconnected the coupler here, and unclipped the fuel line. This is the fuel supply line. That actually comes with this kit, but you don't really need to replace that fuel supply line. That's this line here. It's separate. So we're going to leave that alone. I've dropped the back half of the drive shaft, marked it and dropped it. And now, if we look up here, there is that pressure sensor right there. So we have to get this coupler off and this coupler off. And then we're just going to change the pipe right here. Not going to drop the tank any further than this. Well, maybe another inch or so. Let's see if we can get those released. So there's the line out. I had difficulty with the clip on this hose here at the back going to the filler pipe. I had difficulty getting it off, so I cut this tube so I could turn it 90 degrees to twist it better. These clips you pop in, pop out, and then they pull off. The front and back are the same. That clip with the red lock, you pull it out, And as I said, we're not changing the fuel line because there's nothing wrong with the fuel line. The lines, thank God, are plastic fittings at the tank, so at least they don't rust. Otherwise, if it was like a GM, you'd never get this off. So we're going to reinstall this new line now. Put some dielectric grease on the fittings and put it all back together again. So realistically, Pascal's law says the pressure in a confined container is the same in every direction. So why did you put that pressure sensor there? Why not up at that end where it's serviceable in front of the gas tank? Anyways, we got the line in. Everything's connected again. I haven't bolted up the straps. I'm going to check the fuel tank pressure sensor reading before I button this thing up and put the drive shaft back on. So let's have a look at the fuel tank pressure sensor reading now. I'm expecting to be near 0. Yeah, 0.136 inches of water. Okay, we're gonna button up the tank, put the straps back on, put the drive shaft back on, and then we're gonna put some gas in it so we can do a purge and seal test, because it won't let me run the test. I'm sure it's below 15%. This should have the fuel level in here. Fuel tank pressure, fuel pump status, fuel pump, open loop, third flex. Well, we'll put the tank back up. So there it is, back together and running. Looking for the fuel level. Fuel pump. I think we've been in this test. Percentage of flex fuel, inferred flex fuel, 20%. Okay, scrap that. We'll try running a purge and seal test. Special function, is there any special functions? System gross leak test. Maybe that's it. Very small leak for the ensure all components. Some vehicles may stall or set a DTC. Fuel level must be between 15 and 85%. Well, there's a little aboard if it isn't. Fuel temperature is a major factor. Cylinder head temperature is less than 25 Celsius. Fuel level is out of range. Okay, let's put some gas in it. So the fuel level data parameter is in the engine management data, not in the fuel EVAP system data list for some reason. So I put 5 gallons in at 20 liters and it's roughly 28%. So we should be able to run a gross leak test now. Come on, I exited. Exit. Functional test, special functions, EVAP, system gross leak test. Cycle key on, the key is on. Start engine, do not depress the throttle. It says don't use this to diagnose a P0456 very small leak. This is meant for a major problem. I like the IDS version of this test better. Fuel tank pressure, you can watch that. And the purge duty cycle. And fuel tank pressure in inches of water. So the vent valve is at 0%. And it's going to open the purge valve in a second to draw a vacuum on the fuel tank. There it goes. And there goes the fuel tank pressure going negative. When it reaches a target pressure or vacuum in the tank, it will seal the tank. We'll close the purge solenoid. There it goes. Now it's watching for it to decay. Now this looks like it's decaying a lot, but this is in 0.3 psi and -8 inches of water. So the charcoal canister vent valve is closed and it's watching for a leaking off. I'm predicting it's going to pass. I could have just given it back to the customer and said, it says the vacuum bleed down and bleed up rate is in range. Fuel tank pressure value is in range. No large leaks or blockages have been detected in the EVAP system. Test passed. So that's it. You can change that line without completely lowering the tank. I didn't have to disconnect the filler pipe. I just dropped the front of the tank about 5 inches so I could reach up there. And it was a bit of a challenge, but I got it. Thanks for watching.